Hello everyone, welcome to the Jewish Week Online. Today we're checking out the movie Holy Rollers, a complex movie about Jewish identity, religion, drugs, and much more. Let's take a look. How did you get connected to this film?
Me personally, Jesse Eisenberg, who's this person? He
being on your left.
He sent me the script after he read it. I think a few months before, and we had been kind of looking for something to develop together and work on together, and this seemed to be the perfect project. It was a wonderful script to begin with, and it also seemed like something we could really have our hand in developing and fine tuning over the development process.
Both of you have been in major motion pictures, have done really different type of things over the years. How did you really connect to your characters and to getting involved like in this indie film? What inspired you to really take on this, for your career? Like everyone has like their path, and sometimes you got to do different films to get to wherever you want to be. But this is really a unique type of role. How did you decide to do this?
Well, in terms of taking this on, these are the kind of things actors want to take on. The kind of thing that they can be involved in possibly a more thorough way than they can be on a movie where there's a huge movie studio going over every line. So in terms of wanting to be involved, this is the kind of stuff I think Justin and I probably look for and seek out. And then in terms of like these, characters, I think Justin and I both approached, like acting the same way regardless of what the final product, whether it be a big studio movie or whether it be, this kind of more, character-driven type story, which is a smaller budget and a smaller release. And, but you approach them from the same way. I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't even know how to approach something in a different way, or how to approach something because it's a bigger movie. I don't know. It's just more stressful usually because it takes longer to film.
Yeah. We don't think about. I don't think we think about an actual career move in that sense. We just think about, could this be great, and could the characters that we play be challenging and interesting and fun to explore and work together.
And the Jewish aspect is important in the sense that both of you go through so many different transformations. How did you get ready for the role?
Well, we both did extensive research with reading about the Hasidic culture and going to the communities and trying to observe. Jesse actually was invited into a school and did some research in Crown Heights. But we had an advantage of making a movie that's this small. It took a while to get the money together, and we had a nice amount of time to really develop the characters and think about who we were playing and figure out the storyline that really unfolds through the characters' developments.
When you think of like something like a buddy movie, like in the beginning, I saw that connection that both of you had, and the way that you brought him into the business. How did you feel playing this character? Bringing someone in, your friend, into like the drug cartel type of atmosphere. Like how did you prepare for that? Because obviously everyone has a different type of connection when playing a character, but also obviously your friends, and it's a dynamic.
Right.
How did you like prepare for that, I guess, that drug role?
Well, I mean, it's a hard thing to explain. I mean, you just figure out who the character is, and then you do it.
I could say for my character, he was like, he comes from this isolated world, and he sees like Justin's character, and he's he's in awe of it. He's in awe of just the Rolex he's wearing, or the car he's driving, or the people he's talking to, and I mean, you don't relate in a direct way, but you have as an actor, you're kind of channeling the emotional life of what that character is experiencing, and like for me, it was, being an actor in movies, is like I'm always in awe of the things that that are presented to me, because it's such an extravagant industry in many ways. I don't know. Did you have any experience that felt similar? I mean, Justin, he's like in ways he's like in a way is like an older brother to me in real life, and I think we kind of had a relationship before this movie, and so we kind of probably, more than the specifics of the story, probably played on that relationship.
Right. Yeah.
What are you looking for, I guess, the Jewish community? Like, what type of response do you think you'll get from all this?
Yeah. Sunshine Theaters take American Express. I mean, I'm not. I don't think we have specific expectations of how the movie's going to be received, especially with the Jewish community. I don't think it will really be seen by the Hasidic community, and we don't. We're very respectful in the movie of Judaism and the Hasidic people in general. I mean, I think even though some of these characters are dealing drugs, it's one of the most interesting things I think for both of us was actually the chance to see Hasidim in thoroughly drawn out characters, and not as stereotypes that you see in comedies or or in movies that are solely focused on the Hasidic lifestyle. This is just about people that happen to be living in a Hasidic community, and there are Hasidic Jews. It could be replaced by any other religion, and it's a completely universal story.
Also, thus far the movie's been received so well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've spoken to people I was a little concerned about speaking with because they're very religious,
and they
love it, and they finally the Jews are treated in a way that I feel like I can relate to, even though the circumstances are heightened.
Mm-hmm. There was, the scene at the end when the Chabad, or who comes over to you and goes like, you want to fill in, and then there's like that moment where, at least for me, I was like, you see these people in New York City all the time trying to put on, you're Jewish and put on tefillin, and there's like that moment where I think tied a lot of things together, where where you put drugs in the tefillin, and I guess in the middle of the movie, and then at the end you're putting it on. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that scene was very cathartic for me as the character and personally, because you kind of go through this emotional experience making the movie, and that scene felt so real to me that it was cathartic. The interesting thing was that scene was Justin came up with that scene for the movie about a week before we shot it. He said, "Wouldn't it be great if you were approached on the street and wrapped tefillin and had this kind of religious experience again?" And it turned out to be, one of my favorite moments as the character, because it really is. He's, kind of reaffirming his faith a little bit that he's missed so much.
And how has your own Judaism played into like this film?
Well, I have a respect for the Jewish faith, and I was raised Jewish, and I am Jewish. We're both secular Jews, and we're not extremely religious people. But yeah, as I said before, it hasn't really affected me in real life in any way, because these characters they're going through lofty
You're going through heightened
crises. Yeah, so it's not specifically delegated just to the Hasidic faith or the Jewish faith.
This film has a lot of different emotions that it elicits. Talking about drugs in the Jewish community, personal growth and struggle is something that's sometimes difficult to bring together, but Holy Rollers does a fantastic job. You can check this out in your local theater. This is Aaron Herman, and thank you for watching.